So Dodie Bellamy is really great. I actually don't know her very well, but I have been in her house, which is awesome. Her books include Feminine Hijinks, Real, and The Letters of Mina Harker. She's also written Cunt Up. She's also written Cunt Norton, which just came out last year, and a new book, The TV Sutras, is coming out from Ugly Duckling Press in March or April. And that's going to be really awesome. I cannot wait for that one. So let me read you the process from Cunt Ups about how she makes these. Notes on Cunt Ups. Cunt Ups is a hermaphroditic salute to William Burroughs and Kathy Ocker. I started the project as cut-ups in the original Burroughs sense as delineated in The Job. I used a variety of texts written by myself and others. Per Burroughs' rather vague instructions, I cut each page of this material into 4 squares. For each cunt-up, I chose 2 or 3 squares from my own source text and 1 or 2 from other sources. I taped the new Frankenstein page together, typed it into my computer, and then reworked the material. When my own source text was used and my cunt-ups were finished. The body with all organs slithers and lunges through net sex, psychic oozings, alien invasion, and serial murder. In ecstatic peristalsis, the lover endlessly returns to life. Is the cut-up a male form? I've always considered it so, needing the violence of a pair of scissors in order to reach non-linearity. Oddly, even though I've spent up to 4 hours on each cunt-up, afterwards I cannot recognize them, just like in sex, intense focus and then sensual amnesia. They enter the free zone of writing. They have cut their own ties to the writer. She no longer remembers these disembodied shreds of desire as her text. So from her new book, Cunt Norton, I'm going to read Cunt Shakespeare, where she took her pornographic text and remixed it with Shakespeare. My sister is here, so this is really weird to read. I don't think I've ever said the word cunt in front of my sister before, but oh, there she is. So here we go. Cunt Shakespeare. Impediments to love are not love. I put thy underwear up to my remover to remove. Oh no, it is thy tits swaying in rhythm shaken to the stars. Thy tits are every large cow, and they feed me sacredly with thoughts of heights betaken. Love's not while I jerked off, thinking of thee covertly, bending my sickle's compass in a cove, a movie, a restaurant, a parking garage. Love bears it out, even to the edge. I probably wouldn't have given writ nor ever loved thee years ago. I pull down my pants and push action till action. Lust is perjured, my tongue in thy ear, for just a second, extreme, rude, cruel, not trusting. I enjoyed no scrotum into my ancient parchment. In front, and no sooner I had thee past reason. I hated giving thy cock much attention. I, the taker, am mad, mad in pursuit and in nostalgia for our past and the desire to fuck. We had extreme bliss as proof, and proved I ripped thy shirt open, tugging dream. All this the world well knows, yet really I do want to fuck the shit out of thee. Lead me to this hell, my mistress, whose eyes are vain like that. Excuse me, fuck me. I slide between thy lips red. If snow be white, why then walls? I stick thy cockstone inside my cunt for at least 15 minutes. I notice that thy breasts are done. If hairs be wires, black opened it over and over again until thou camest damasked, red and white, such rose breezes and spots. I pinch my nipples. Is there more delight in breath than in making friends with thy cock? My goddess, go, my mistress, walk on thy panties. If I hadn't read Anais Nin, I'd think my love as rare. She belied my pussy against the computer screen. I put forth that my pussy is made of truth. I do not believe her, though I reach down and unravel my wrinkles. I'm no untutored youth, unlearned in the worlds of me and thee. It's a map. I realize my pussy thinks me young. She knows thee right now here on the floor beside my wherefore. Not she is unjust. I'm at thy pants snarling, give it to me. My best habit is in seeming to trust. Age in love shouldn't take thee, beautiful world. Fuck in vain as I lie with thee, and thou with me. Our faults throb along thy lips, and in the center of my sinful earth, Lord of these rebel becauses, I want thee to fuck me within this suffering and dearth, painting outward. So that's Dodie Bellamy is kind of Shakespeare. I was in my, that's what we read in graduate school. Confessions of an English graduate student. This inspired me to write my own cut-ups, which I was in the Peace Corps in Morocco for 2 years. And at the end of it, they have you write this thing called a description of service, which is like an exit resume, like, I did this and I did that. And it's written in the third person because your country director is supposed to write it for you, but you just write it for yourself, which is great, right? They don't verify facts or anything. Why bother? So I took my Peace Corps resume and I cut it up with this woman's story that I read in this book called The White Man's Burden, which talks about development aid money and how it actually, more often than not, actually hurts the people the aid is trying to get to rather than helps them. Along the way, I quote other people like Maggie Nelson, Vanessa Place, Dorothea Lasky's poetry is not a project, such things as those. So I was really trying to figure out how to write about Peace Corps, and this was the way that I found to get at it. Cut-ups. Mary Banda, groundnuts by the lives in Lusaka, little maize, sweet her 8 children, it is never quite AIDS. In Zambia, of the children are usually cared, they are sometimes parents, AIDS because they lack equations for uniforms, no warrant for imagining the engaging. Mrs. Banda sells, brings together road, and grows a corpse, volunteer potato and greens, her 4 deceased. Does that artist know in advance business women or how difficult looking may be? It's presented to path, a tragedy confined to dance the network, demographic depredations of knowledge where the previous activities are reproduced, these direct desires of otherwise. Grandmother Banda, I thought like the water. Grandmother Banda, I felt like the weather, unremembering that all the holiday violence of loss triggers my television set. Car and war only half accomplish the people, and all of the rest are forgettings. But it must be worth making examples together, this thinking in the current wave of Corps volunteers and whatever else it may be, crazy. That past was a indignation, it was a political pleasure and aspiration as well, world beyond the nightmare of US solution. Or is it all the work my sweet project from me doesn't do, namely repairing our will and causes of suffering, construction and response, tasks that may fall fairly, greening of art. This project hopes ground for all of the united things. All of Hertz's automobiles project will disrobe and already belong to a large working of the world. It might be worth examples how knowledge and skills in children became sick to unleash power, which fought, tried traditional healers, material historicization of art, sometimes found hospital. Think, for example, of The Children Died from 1988, show this awful thing is happening, invented existence surrounded by sharp spikes. It's whimpering, either development or something else entirely, a transparent retrieval of disrelated events with, understand me, direct beneficiaries. From A to Always, Mrs. Banda can't all alone. My sister Judith touching the vulnerable, the lesbian allegory. We haven't been like this before, you say, you hear coughing. Her home is her roots, and we put them in a paper bag. She likes the company. You say, we have to be something like the door, Two girls sleeping, unpredictable, and expanding linearity in its very non-linearity. School-age students about the yet-to-be, not married, not words, and the future seen every once in a while. She touches Emily. She removed the eyes, the diarrhea from the room. The world blue within her blend and blur. Images coagulate. We are that outside world that together, great ingredients, not eat cake. And that was really where she grew up withered. These were people I used with a corrugated roof. I loved, liked, whatever I watch of well-tended vegetables. It was really hard to shard of sunlight through a something again, and I'll never separate those rooms. My patient's toe in fabric, in a small double bed, in me, because she said dead in the kitchen. Mrs. Fonda, I get it. Some talk about some scenes and you cannot breathe them. Sooner or later you suffer and let me, Mom, she might say blood. This can last for you all like a baby, you bedridden, incontinent, wasted, but if you had colic, I appeared in person. Tape ends. Eric Anthony Sneathen began October 6, 2008. Truth be told, I'm not trying to about the HIV situation. I am trying to here we were. That tonight needs the spotlight, a project to survive. I'll collage a few days, though I don't really need my news, videos, and interviews. I too pray and cry. During and naming it, i.e. the following was accomplished. An orchard town, sage, roots, and thistle. Grandchildren running past gates, my eyes glaze beneath blue fuzz, blue stars, our horror coming out of nowhere for 2 hours a day, this endless death in its true nature, and Mary Monda and Mrs. B, I'll sit with her together. Thank you very much.